In Learning Objective B, we're going to graph using what's called the intercepts form. So I want to revisit, we already talked about what the y-intercept is, but let's just take a look at a line. This is the x and that's the y. Again, recall the y-intercept is where it crosses the y-axis. Well, the x-intercept is where the line crosses the x-axis. So the line crosses x-axis. And sometimes you're going to be given the equation, not in slope-intercept form. Remember, that's y equals mx plus b. But it's going to be called standard form. And what that tends to look at is you're going to have a number in front of the x plus some number in front of the y set equal to just a number by itself. So for example, maybe 2x plus 3y equals 7. That's considered standard format, where slope-intercept format is y by itself, so it might look something like y equals 3x plus 1. So the second strategy for graphing the line, what we're going to do is mathematically find the x-intercept, or the y-intercept, sorry, and the x-intercept, and then we connect those two dots. So it's just a different method. Let's say they gave us this equation here. Okay. Now, the graph to my right here is not for this particular equation. It's just to help you with x-intercept, y-intercept. So first of all, the equation will be in standard format. Okay, so standard form again would look something like this. What you're first going to do is find the x-intercept. And I want you to look at this graph here. This is the x-intercept. This is the order pair 2, 0. This is the y-intercept. That's the order pair 0, 3. So what do you notice about the y value on the x-intercept? Well, it's 0. So to find any x-intercept, all you have to do is you set y equal to 0 and you solve for x. So what I do in this case for step 2, to find the x-intercept, I would set y equal to 0 here. So I'd have 2x plus 3 times 0 equals 6, and you would solve. If you solve this, you're going to get 3. Okay. Again, this equation does not necessarily match this graph. So for this new line, I would graph. I'm going to get ready to sketch this one. I'm going to say, okay, the x-intercept happens at 3. So for this one, I'm going to go to x at 3 and plot a point. Now, let's do step 3. We're going to find the y-intercept by letting x equal, if you look at that, x is 0. And then you're going to solve for y. So for this one, if we go to our new equation here, I'm going to set x equal to 0. So it would be 2 times 0 plus 3y equals 6. If you solve for this, y would be 2. So my y-intercept would be 2. So I go to the y-intercept and plot a point. Now all you have to do here is now draw a line through the 2 points. You do not move the slope movement for this one. This is very different. Connect those points and you'll get the graph. Do know you can graph a line in either format. You can take this given equation and you can do the intercept format, or you could solve for y equals mx plus b. You will get the same line. It's really your personal preference. So let's walk through the steps again. Step 1 here, the equation is already in standard format, which means the x and y are on one side, the numbers on the other. Remember, to find the x-intercept, we're going to let y equal 0. So I go into the equation and I put 0 in for y, and I solve. Well, 5 times 0 is 0, so we're going to get 4x equals 20. To get x to by itself, I'm going to divide by 4, so x is 5. So I'm going to go to the x-intercept, plot a point at 5. By the way, the x-intercept is 5, that ordered pair is 5, 0. Step 3, to find the y-intercept, let x equal 0. So go into the equation, make x 0. 4 times 0 is 0, so I have 5y equals 20. To get y by itself, divide by 5. Y is 4. So the y-intercept is at 4. I'm going to plot that, and I notice that ordered pair is 0, 4. We're now going to connect the 2 points, and we've graphed it. Now, we already did graph number 4 using the slope-intercept format, but I'm going to show you how you can also graph it with the x-intercept, y-intercept format. Number 4 is in standard format already. So what I'm going to do to find the x-intercept, make a note, x-intercept, I'm going to say make y equal to 0. So I'm going to make y 0, so it would be x plus 0 equals 7, therefore x is 7. I'm going to plot the x-intercept of 7. To find the y-intercept, I like to note that I make x equal to 0. So if I do that, it'd be 0 plus y equals 7. So y equals 7. So I go to the y-intercept at 7, and I connect the points. Now, if you're looking at number 5, by the way, if you can choose either method, this is already in slope-intercept form, so let's review really quickly so you don't confuse it. For slope-intercept, remember you plot the y-intercept first at 3. From there, you move the slope. Now, by the way, this negative, I can get to the 1 or the 2. It doesn't matter. I'm going to do negative 1 over 2. So I'm going to rise negative 1, means down 1, right 2. So I'm going to go down 1, right 2. If I do that, I just graph equation 5 using what's called the slope-intercept form, which was learning objective A. So do not confuse how you graph using the 2 methods.